But if there's ever a sign to me that the steroid era is over, it was the 4-year, $52 million extension that Brett Gardner signed yesterday with the New York Yankees. And, you know, 4 years, $52 million, and considering what Ellsbury got from the Yankees this year, I'm not sure they didn't get a nice value there for Brett Gardner. The danger is for a guy who uses his legs to play, he's 30 years old now, the contract doesn't even kick in until next season, so he's now under contract for 5 years with the Yankees for about $57 million, 57 or 58 million. You know, he's going to be 35, maybe he's 30 when, maybe he's 29 now and be 30 when the contract begins, but he's going to be at least, no, he's 30 right now, so he'll be 35 when this contract comes to an end. And for, you know, a guy who plays with his legs, that's the first thing to go. There's some danger. Look, then as an A's fan, you look at Coco Crisp at 35, we just signed to a 2-year big extension, and that means he'll be 37. You know, if you keep in shape, you can still do it at 35. And Brett Gardner's had 2 really nice offensive seasons. 2012 was brilliant. Oh, 2012, sorry, he was hurt for almost all the year. But 2010 and 2013 have been solid. 2011 was pretty good. This is a guy putting up a 760 OPS and 10 triples, 8 home runs.
May I interject for a second?
Yeah.
It seems like you're going left and then going right. I can't decipher. Are you saying that this is a good deal or that it's a bad deal?
I think it's a good deal. I think it's a risky deal because you're paying a guy an enormous amount of money who plays with his legs. But the fact is, Zach Greinke is a really effective. Brett Gardner's a really effective offensive player, and plays terrific defense. You'd think that with adding Ellsbury and Beltran, it might have been the end of Gardner's time in New York, but they're committed to him, and maybe $12.5 million a year is a fair thing to pay for what Brett Gardner delivers. He said something really interesting. Speaking of players, we were talking about Zach Greinke earlier. Being honest, he said that he was looking forward to free agency after the 2014 season, but he was also really nervous about it. And I like that. And it reminds you, especially when you see big name free agents like you know, Morales and Drew and Irvin Santana and Cruz, who just signed. But those first 3 guys, they haven't even signed yet because they're tied to draft pick compensation, which Brett Gardner, assuming he has a normal year, would have been as well. And teams are hesitant to give up the picks to sign those guys. So he was like, I don't want to deal with that. That's super stressful. I don't want to spend the whole offseason wondering where I'm going to play. Maybe I'm losing a couple $1 million in this deal. Maybe I'm losing $8 million if I have a great year, $10 million. I'm good. I like it here, and I'm set. And if I hit 218 this year and get hurt again, I'm good. They still have to pay me. So I think it's probably a pretty smart move by the Yankees. I was definitely surprised by it. You know, he can run. He doesn't have no power. It's a guy who only hit 8 home runs last year, 7 in 2011. But you got to remember, 10 triples, 33 doubles, you know, that's 50 extra base hits. And the steals and the great defense, that's a plus player and probably worth that kind of money.